Stas 23 here. In today's Knife Therapy, we have 3 excellent, affordable knife maintenance trays and some of my setups that I highly recommend. This first one you see here, I found on Instagram. This is from Tinker Force, a USA-made company. And they have these cool EDC trays that are 3D printed material. And they're very durable because I accidentally dropped this off my table, hit the ground, and nothing cracked. It's pretty darn thick, and he does a good job of finishing the materials. This one right here is the large 3D printed tray. It comes in at $21, and it comes just like this with these 4 little slots that have a little lip to them, so you could use them just like that. Put your parts in there if you want, or if you're OCD like me, he sells these cool trays. You can buy this cool little parts divider tray. It's got this little divider. You can move the dividers if you want just one, open tray. This one's up, I don't know, about ½ inch, and I put my odds and ends in it, screws. That's just a bit that I was using the other day, and some bearings that I've swapped out, stuff like that. And they have a nice little groove to them that sits perfectly in here, and it's not going to slide out of it. This one right here is going to run you $5. You can also get a little tray to put your oil in, or oil and Loctite. It fits this little tube of Loctite well. And these bit holders right here, it holds 10 bits. Same little lip. This one's very thick, durable, and this is going to run you $6. And you can mix match these. You can get one of them. You can get however you want. That's the cool part. It's very modular. You can also get this one that's just an empty little tray that's about twice the size, twice the height of those two. And it's made for your alcohol prep pads. I love these things. They're super cheap. I buy them by the box of 200 and get them five in a box for like $23. These are excellent for cleaning your knife off if you got oil residue that you need to get off, cleaning your bearings. Because sometimes if you don't clean the oil off from the factory, the oil that you use may interact funny with that oil, and maybe it could start getting gummy on you, or it could separate. A lot of different things. I always clean it off very well, get all the gunk out of there, anything that could slow down or hinder the action of your knife. And I like how it keeps them nice and neat. You can fit quite a few of them in there. Little alcohol swab holder is going to run you $5. If you're only going to buy one of these, I'd probably recommend this one the most. It's the tallest of the bunch. It comes with these 2 dividers, and you can see you have different slots that you can put them in depending on what you want to put in here. But this right here, I love it, and you can, decorate it with some of your favorite stickers. So I keep my Q-tips, to clean the pivot and the bearing races and stuff like that, the track, some Loctite, some, flathead Phillips, and I always have a pry bar. This is the homemade pry bar I made a long time ago. Just to, if you have a stuck scale or something like that, excellent for that. Maybe stuck pivot. And on this side, I have some of the knife pivot lube swab things. Those are excellent for if you need to put just a little bit of a drop of oil or put some oil into your detent hole. Excellent for not taking your knife apart as well. And then these little fine Q-tips right here I got from a hobby store near my house, and they're made for, I think, cleaning out like small electronics or model cars and stuff like that. They work great. They're pretty stiff, and if you need to clean out something got into your detent track or something like that, I use those. I don't use those that often, but whenever I do need them, they come in clutch. So this is probably my favorite of the cups out of all this, and it's going to run you $11. The dimensions on this large 3D printed tray is 9 7/8 by 7 3/8 by 5/8 thick. So this is a perfect size. I see people taking IG pics with this. This is a cool little background. There's a lot of possibilities, especially if you take apart your knives and maintain them like you should. This is going to be a great little addition. The rubber cork in here helps from, parts bouncing off of it really easy. It holds them. It has some traction to it. There's a lip right here, so nothing will roll off. This is an awesome one because you can move it rather easily. It's not going to flex on you. And this is a great one for inside the house. It also has some rubber feet at the bottom, so it doesn't slide on whatever surface you put it on. They also have other dividers. I'll have links to the site and the tray, all the products in this line down in the description. But if this one's a little too big for you, it does have a medium tray that's 7 3/8 by 7 3/8 by 5/8 thick, or a mini tray that if you don't have a whole lot of space on your desk or whatever you're putting this on, is 5 by 5 by 5/8. So it's a very small tray because I think it still has like 2 of these little things in them, the little dividers. And the medium one's going to run you $16. The small one will run you $10. I think that's an excellent price for the amount of time and work that goes into these. All right, these next 2 trays are coming from Harbor Freight, and these are their U.S. General parts trays. They're made of silicone, or nice and thick silicone. And these are, great for not just the house, but I keep these out in my garage because I can spray these out if I want to clean them out and, put something oily in here. The silicone is not going to get hurt. And if I happen to be doing something that, has some heat to it, say I'm having to heat up a pivot to break the Loctite free, and I have to set something here, it can withstand up to 375 degrees. So that's awesome. Plus the silicone is very grippy. It's not going to slide on my workbench. And as you can see, they can hold a lot of stuff. This is all the stuff that's just left in there from the last knife I had to maintain in my garage. So there's 3 different sizes. This right here is the medium tray, and the dimensions on it are 10 by 9 by 1 inch. So it's a decent size. It's about, close to the size of the last tray. It has 3 small compartments on this side, 2 bigger ones on this side, and then you have 5 hold compartments right here that I put oil in there, cork to run my edge through if I need to. Just whatever you want to put in it. This medium tray will run you $20, just hard to beat there. You also have a little ruler. I don't know if that's showing up right there. There's a ruler that's 7 inches right here if you need to do a quick measurement on something. Another one that, when it's clean, it's a great backdrop for an IG pic or a shorts, YouTube shorts, or whatever you want to use them for. Some of my favorite lube, some Slick 'em All from OCD for EDC. This is my favorite Chris Reeve lube. This other one is the small tray if you need a more compact tray for your space. This one is, the dimensions on this one's 10 3/4 by 5 and 5/8 by 1. So it's a good size. You can fit your knife in here, take it apart. You can put, your washers, your lube, whatever you want to put. It doesn't have lube holders like this one. That's the big benefit on this one. Plus these, all the different compartments, but it's a bigger overall. So you have 2 big compartments and 1 main compartment. You have these little divider ridges in there. So if you need to put a scale on this side, you don't want something rolling over on this side, it should hold it, especially being that this is silicone. You have 15 slots for your bits. Now, I will say these smaller bits, they can get stuck in there sometimes. I try not to push them all the way to the bottom just because sometimes it can be hard to pull them out. And this smaller tray right here is going to run you $15. And they do have a large tray that is, it's a good bit bigger than these 2. Probably if you combine these 2, it's about that long from what I remember. And that one's going to run you $30. All right, this last one right here has become my absolute favorite, and I'll tell you why. This right here is the NAFSCO Tool Burrito, and this is a designed by Mr. Ben Peterson of a knives company. And at first when I saw this, I was like, I don't know about it. So let's get inside. First off, you can see how compact this is, and just wait till you see what's in it. There's only one drawback to this one, and it has not, it's not its fault. So you have some nice rugged canvas material, nice nylon strap right here to cinch it up. And what I like about this one is if you got to go, if you're going somewhere and you think if you're bringing some knives, you might want to maintenance them. You're meeting some knife buddies or something like that. This is excellent because it's so easy to carry. You don't have to worry about things flying around in your vehicle or anything. So first off, when you have it open like this, it has magnets at all four corners. So as you can see, that it holds it, closed in an envelope style. Then you roll it up. So let's open it up, and we'll talk about those in a little while as well. So as you can see, let me see if I can pan out a little bit. As you can see, it holds a lot of stuff. And I have more room for more stuff if I wanted to, but, I didn't want to overload it because then it's hard to roll it up. This tool burrito is going to run you $35, so it is the more expensive one, but to me, there's a lot of benefits that kind of outweigh some of the other ones, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about the storage space first. You have this mesh pocket right here with a nice zipper that I keep alcohol swabs in, Q-tips, tweezers, and some extra bearings and stuff like that, some skiff bearings and stuff. You can put whatever you want in here. Some people put lube in there, but that's the only drawback I find with this one, because I'm not going to put any of my lube in here because I've had some of my bottles break on me, some of them leak, and that would be a huge mess because I wouldn't know it till it's probably too late. So that's the only drawback, but to me, that if that's all, that doesn't really bother me. So you also have two pockets right here behind these that go in here, one on this side and one on this side. If you want to store whatever, a strop or whatever you want to put back there. You have 4 of the medium-sized loops that this driver's underneath, and then you have 8 of these smaller ones like you see that are holding these on top of those loops right there. So you can put plenty of drivers. I have more drivers than I usually have in here. I was doing something a little while ago that I needed an extra driver. Now we'll go back to these magnets that are on these 4 corners to help, keep everything secure in there before you roll it up. They also are excellent for when you're taking your knife apart, which this is the spot. I usually have it flipped this way, like this way, and this is where I take the knife apart. So whenever I get a screw out, I just take the screw that's still sticking to the magnetic driver and I've touched it to the magnet, and it'll keep all your screws, safe. If you need to keep your body screws in a certain spot, you can put body screws here, pivot here, clip here if you want. Now, of course, it has to be stainless, but that's awesome. You don't have to worry about them rolling off or anything. They stay contained. You also have some nice double stitching on all this, so it's very well made. I definitely think the price tag is warranted. I have gotten a lot of joy out of this. Now, besides the trays, a few things that I can highly recommend that I love. Let's talk about a couple of the drivers as far as, price goes. This one is excellent. This is the Weeha Stubby 1/4 inch. Now they have, I'm going to leave links to this right here. I think it's like 26 bucks. You can get way more torque than you think. So you got these little flat spots right there to grip onto and turn, or this is rubberized right here. It's got like somewhat of a flat spot on all these 4 corners, and you can get a lot of torque. Now, it's a magnetized, as you can see in there, 1/4 inch bit slot. I only use Weeha bits because if you've ever stripped out a bit or a screw because you're using cheap driver bits, these are heat treated and they will last you so much longer and save you money in the long run. If you open this, it stores 6 bits all together, and nice and compact. This right here, you could usually do it, but I always at least have 2 on me. So I'm not swapping drivers, because a lot of knives, they have a T8 pivot and T6 body screws. I like to make it fast and efficient, because sometimes I'm taking apart a lot of knives for the channel, because I take them apart so I can kind of dissect them, see what's going on with the knife, if there's an issue or something. So this one, highly recommended. Now, sometimes if this one doesn't have enough torque for me, this one right here is my all-time favorite. This is another brand that I recommend their drivers and their bits. This is Weeha. Now, both of these are European companies. They make some of the best drivers and terminating screwdrivers and stuff like that. Now, this one you have, of course, you have much more torque because you have a bigger, longer, heavier handle. This is pretty hefty at the bottom, and it's ratcheting. You just turn it. Love that. And then it's got the little pull forward like this, and it'll lock like that, and you can pull it out, put it back in, boop. Now it's not coming out on you. I don't remember exactly how much this is, and they have other drivers that, you know, can do just as good a job as this one can for probably cheaper. But more so than anything, I recommend the Weha bits or the Wera bits. Those are my two all-time favorites. Now, this one is affordable, and I love this little tool a lot as well because this is like a, you know, kind of like this one, except it has way more tools in it. And this is the Mag Pro Precision. This is a company out of Canada. I think they also have a USA-based store. If so, I'll leave links to that. Now, they use the micro bits, and as you can see, they're double-sided. This one's a 4 and a 8. And it has a little set thing in there, so get a nice pop there. It's not coming out. And then you can see right here, it has like somewhat of a lip. Pull it out. You have Torx, you have Flathead, Phillips, Allen, some spanner bits, just a lot of different bits that, you know, I don't use some of them often, but when I do need them, they come in handy. The handle on this is nice and rubberized, some texture right there so I can get some good grip. And then this right here spins so I can put it in the palm of my hand and do the little rotating. These, you know, work great. I love the spinning ones. Of course, you could, you know, spend more money and get some of these titanium ones, but I mean, these are not necessary. This one's an Audacious Concept one, Enzo collaboration. I like my nice tools. This one's a Fellholter screw it driver, and it uses the what do they call them? The impact or high torque. And this is also a Weha bit, but love those as well. And those, you know, get used often. These are more for speed for me. Now, if you want a titanium driver and you don't want to spend the $100, these cost $100 and something. This one right here is coming from Countycom, made of titanium. It is titanium cage, I don't know, whatever. But this one works great because you got this knurling right here. Put your finger right here, and you can either go like this. I usually just spin it like that, or you can get down further if you have large hands or something like that. It's magnetized, holds it in there good. And this one, I think it was like 30 bucks. It's heavier than these right here, but you know, if you wanted a titanium driver, there you go. There you go. That is my 3 affordable, excellent knife maintenance trays, plus some of my favorite tools. I'll also put links to some of my lube that I use. I don't have any favorite. Whatever works best for that knife is what I use. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to ask me down in the comments. Let me know what you use to disassemble your knives. I know you can do this on a table if you want, or put a cloth down, but you know, if you do it as much as I do, this kind of stuff makes sense, and this is not super expensive. It keeps it nice and organized for you. That's what I love about this one, and it can hold so much stuff and make it nice and compact. The more rigid ones are nice as well, and I have some more premium ones as well that I love a lot. But I know some people don't want to spend that kind of money, so these are excellent, excellent options. All right, guys and girls, I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. Stay tuned because my top 10 overbuilt hard-use knives, more affordable edition, is going to be coming either tomorrow or the following day. All right, guys and girls, I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.